Hello class. I am Mr. Flanagan, the father of Moose Flanagan, and it is to my understanding that you have been reading his journal he kept on Alcatraz for your reading project. Let me just say that I am delighted to be here. Oh, absolutely. On Alcatraz I worked as an electrician, fixing dryers and laundry machines, as well as a security guard. Well, I didn't fix the security guard, I was also a security guard. Right to the big questions, are we? No problem though. For people who don't know, Natalie was autistic, but we didn't know that at the time. Raising a girl like her presents some obvious problems, just from an economic point of view, but I loved her just as much, if not more, than Moose. The main thing about raising Natalie was paying for various schools and therapy, but expenses of collateral damage and having to invest time in her were also concerns. I loved Moose as much as any good father does, but I truly believe that Moose was a special child. He was gifted with a tall, strong body, a quick wit and intelligence that served him well. But like any child, he makes mistakes, and sometimes I felt disappointed or upset with him, even though I still loved him. I loved my wife, but to be honest, she could be eccentric at times, but I feel like everyone could. Moose helped her a lot through her misjudgments made for love. That sounds demeaning, but I can't think of a better way to put it. The money? No, but seriously, Alcatraz was a safe place. Certainly we were under more constant protection than Los Angeles itself, and of course, like any job, this one provided me and my family with food, shelter, heat, and a comfortable neighborhood. With his permission, yes. I can honestly say I felt appalled at the fact that I didn't help him with what he was going through earlier. It also gave me a few good laughs, and in paper at least, he has a wisdom beyond his years. If this is a question about whether or not I know about the Al Capone deal he made, then yes, I do. First, I laughed. Then I had to put on a serious face and talk to Moose about why he couldn't and shouldn't do this again. And then I went to my bed, buried my head in a pillow, and guffawed a muffled laugh. That feels like a tricky question. It feels like Moose was fully grown by age 8, and although it's been nice to have a friend and son like that, who can play baseball and make jokes, Natalie has always felt like an interesting person. I loved her buttons, and her interests, and how committed she was, how hard she was trying. That always stood out at me about her. Most of the family tree straight up, grandparents and the like, have been very supportive, and I tended to agree with them, but our cousining branches were always more hostile in their views. Of course, two of the people I love most in the world, and I have to discipline them? Watch them suffer, even though I know it's for the best? Like I said earlier, the guards, myself included, made us all feel safe, and none of the other neighbors were mean, although some were pretty intense, and Warden Williams was only strict. Oh, Miss Kelly. I had the same experience Moose did. I disagreed with disallowing her buttons, but when I actually met her, all that dissipated. She was charming, kind, and very smart. I knew we put Natalie in the right hands. Los Angeles was a nightmare for us. Natalie hated it, I hated it. It was too loud, too mean, too dangerous. The piece of Los Angeles we lived in felt like all the worst features of a big city. Okay, it would be big, bright, and covered in elephants, and buildings and people and food from all over the world, but the text would say keep your eyes on the road. I would put it in the middle of an unending stretch of road in Arizona,